Kaleidoscope, a weekly public affairs program brought to you in partnership with the Urban League of Greater Cleveland, Kaleidoscope Magazine, and News Channel 5.
Good morning, everyone. Good to have you with us today. The Cleveland's Good Time 3 is gearing up for the summer season. General Manager Rick Fryan is here to talk more about the summertime cruises on Lake Erie and up the Cuyahoga River. Then Nick Russo and Karen Soresi Thomas will talk about the annual benefit for achievement centers for children. Later in the broadcast, Tim Goler and Marshall Emerson III will share information about new charter schools opening this fall. Good morning again. I'm Leon Bibb. This is Kaleidoscope, and so we begin. Beginning right now with a good man from the Good Time. Rick Fryan, General Manager of the Good Time, that wonderful ship that cruises up and down Lake Erie and a Cuyahoga River. How are you, Rick?
I'm very well. And yourself?
Oh, I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine.
Good.
How many years now for one of my favorite boats on the lake and the river, the Good Time 3?
This is our 53rd season operating here in Cleveland. We're the longest running passenger vessel that Cleveland has ever had.
Yeah. What are you looking at for the spring and the summer of 2010?
Well, the tall ships are going to be back in town, and that's going to be an exciting four-day event. It runs Wednesday through Sunday, July 7th through the 11th. So people will be out to see the tall ships, and of course we operate cruises to get you close and up close and personal.
There's no better way to see the tall ships than to kind of mingle in and out as you turn that helm and go in and out among the tall ships. You love this kind of thing. You've been doing this for decades now, haven't you?
Yes. I'm working on 2.5 decades here. Started right out of the Army, 20 years old, and I'm going on 45 this summer.
Some people may not be familiar with it. It is more than just a ship. It is also a floating restaurant, right?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, we do catered meals and private events. We also do luncheon cruises on an almost daily basis and dinner cruises every Saturday, starting last week and running through Labor Day weekend for the dinner dance cruises.
And where can we catch the Good Time 3?
Right at East 9th Street Pier or North Coast Harbor. And we are down there. We have been down there since the beginning.
Who is most likely to take your cruises? You've been doing this for years now. Who are the people who get on the Good Time 3? What are they looking for?
Well, I think it's locals that are looking for nostalgia. I think everyone has a little bit of a history buff inside themselves. And we all love to look back and look at Cleveland's past and see what made Cleveland what it is today. And our cruises do that by showing off the variety of bridges, number one, and then, of course, all the industry and businesses that made Cleveland a powerhouse.
Several years ago, I belonged to an organization which had its convention here in Cleveland. About 200 people came to Cleveland, and we booked passage on the Good Time 3. Had a wonderful time, and these people from all over America who came, they got a chance to see my town, and they were really impressed once we went underneath all those bridges and the swing bridge and all the other bridges. They really had a wonderful time because of the Good Time 3. Your neighbors are the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame now. Is there sort of a relationship between?
It's a great relationship. We have the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, the Great Lakes Science Center, the William G. Mather Museum, and all of those entities are a huge bonus for the Good Time and for Clevelanders and visitors alike. They come down to North Coast Harbor and they can spend a whole day or even a day and a half right on the lakefront.
What's it cost to get to board passage, especially the dinner meal or the lunch meal? What's it cost?
Well, our Lake River tours are $15 for adults. We have a senior and a child rate. Our lunch cruises are $28 and for adults, $23 for children. And then we have a dinner dance cruise on Saturday nights, and those are adults only, and it's $48.95.
I've gone out and spent $48.95 for a dinner and didn't even get the cruise. With you guys, you get everything.
It's the best deal in Cleveland. It really is.
We got a telephone number on the screen, which we want to push a little bit, 216-861-5110. You can get more information about everything we're talking about, or you can also go to the website, which is Good Time III, which Roman numeral numeral 3, goodtimeiii.com. As you see at the bottom of the screen, you can get more information. This touches your heart, being out on that big body of water we call Lake Erie, doesn't it?
It's the home away from home. There's nothing better than being out on the lake. You know, it kind of combines relaxation with, you know, stimulation of fun. I think, you know, number one, people leave their cares ashore. They get on the boat, they go out, they take a cruise, and it's kind of a 2-hour getaway. And the good part about it is you get to sleep in your own bed.
Yeah.
That night.
That evening. When you go out, you've got narration also. There's narration being piped through the PA system. So when we pass one of those landmarks, one of those special bridges or this city skyline, you've got a voice telling us what we're looking at, right?
Yes, we do.
What do people say who come from out of the area, who may be going to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and then they find out, hey, there's a boat right here, there's a ship right here? What do they say?
They love it. They love the city of Cleveland. People come on the boat all the time, and they say, you know, we had this opinion of Cleveland, and it has totally changed once we have gotten to Cleveland, and we're able to see it.
I have long said one of our greatest resources in this town is Lake Erie.
You betcha.
Lake Erie, and you float on Lake Erie all the time. You guys are out there all the time.
Yep.
And you're out every day now?
We are out 6 days a week. We run Tuesday through Sunday. And we run 12 narrated tours Tuesday through Sunday, and then we run our 3 entertainment cruises Friday night and Saturday night.
Captain Rick Fryan, General Manager of the Good Time 3. Always good to have you on the broadcast.
Thank you, Leon.
Yeah, and we're going to set sail soon, won't we?
You
all
betcha.
The time.
All summer.
All summer long. Thank you, Rick.
Thank
good
you.
to have you on the broadcast. Log on to Newsnet5.com each week to see what's coming up on Kaleidoscope. Up next, we're going to hear about a race to benefit Achievement Centers for Children. I'm Leon Bibb. Back after this break. Welcome back to more of Kaleidoscope today. A Most Excellent Race is the annual event to benefit Achievement Centers for Children. Board member Karen Soresi-Thomas and the president of the Friends Group of Achievement Centers for Children, Nick Russo, are here to talk more about the race and the programs for the Achievement Centers for Children. Good to have you both with us, Karen and Nick.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you, Karen. You're on the board, so let's start with you. What's the mission and the work of the Achievement Centers for Children? What is it?
The Achievement Centers for Children is an organization that helps families, not just the children, but families who have disabled children to reach their full achievement, their potential. It's not always easy for these children to become part of the mainstream, part of everyday life, and this organization helps them do just that.
So you have special activities which go on to do the mission.
A full range of them, including Camp Cheerful, which is allowing for recreation and allowing kids to be kids. Kids with disabilities aren't always allowed just to be kids. Their disability stands out in front of them.
Let's ask Nick Russo. Tell me a little bit more about Camp Cheerful. I've heard of Camp Cheerful ever since I was a child, so it's been around for a handful of years or so.
Camp Cheerful's been around for over 60 years, and it's, as Karen said, it's an environment where children with disabilities get a chance to escape from their disability and just be kids. Some of the activities at camp are hiking, canoeing, swimming, arts and crafts. We have 2 very special programs. One is therapeutic riding, where children with disabilities can ride on horses and work on even things just like balance and sitting upright. And that's fully staffed, and we have a stable of 9 horses that's available year-round. We also have a fully handicap-accessible high ropes course for children and adults, which is a very special feature of Camp Cheerful.
Some of the pictures we're looking at right now, that's one of the things that you do out of Camp Cheerful. Well, where's Camp Cheerful located?
Camp Cheerful is located in Strongsville, Ohio, off of Route 82 in the Metro Parks area.
I know you really want to talk a little bit also about this fundraiser that you've got coming up here now. A Most Excellent Race for a Most Excellent Cause. That has a nice ring to it.
Yes, it is.
Congratulations, a nice little poetic ring. Tell me about a Most Excellent Race. What is that?
Well, this is the 20th year for the Most Excellent Race, and it's a race that is to benefit Camp Cheerful. This is specifically for the part of the Achievement Center that deals with Camp Cheerful.
And
Now,
there's a photograph of a previous race.
That's correct.
Yes.
And tell me when the event is coming up now.
The event is coming up on June 27th, it's a Sunday at Beaumont School. Registration begins at 7:30 in the morning, and the competitive races, the 5K and 10K, will begin at 9 a.m. But importantly, the Camp Cheerful Classic takes place at about 8:45, and it's a very unique aspect to our event where we have the children from Camp Cheerful actually run or are pushed in their wheelchairs for a 100-yard dash. And what's unique about this is very rarely in a charity event do you get to actually have the connection to the cause, and we think that's one of the best aspects of our events, that you actually get to see the reason why we're holding the event and where the money goes to benefit.
All for a wonderful, wonderful cause. As it says, a most excellent race for a most excellent cause. And this is, once again, as Nick says, it's going to be at Beaumont School. Now, Beaumont School is at 3301 North Park Boulevard in Cleveland Heights. It's right in the heart of Cleveland Heights. Race begins at 9 o'clock, I see, and registration begins at 7 o'clock. Just a wonderful location to have a race there in Cleveland Heights. You're excited about this kind of thing. Why does this excite you when you can raise money for a most excellent cause?
Well, this is particularly near and dear to my heart because my two sons are clients of the Achievement Centers for Children. We have participated in this race for 16 of the 20 years. We started when the boys were 3 years old, and we are participants each year. And we do it, and we raise money for this specifically because it not just helps my sons, it helps all the children that go to Camp Cheerful. It's an opportunity for us to help other children.
Tell me what you like about Camp Cheerful and how it benefits you as a parent.
Well, as a parent of a child with disabilities, you keep them on a short leash. You really are very, very overprotective, and you know everything about their lives. My sons go to Camp Cheerful for residential camp for 1 week each summer, and they grow as people in that week. And we've found that they have experiences that aren't a part of us, aren't a part of our life, and they become individuals. They are given the chance to grow and develop like typical kids would do. And it's very rewarding and encouraging to see your child blossom and grow in other ways that you can't give them, that you know that there is something being given to them.
Certainly, I understand what you're saying. Nick, this big event is coming up. You need people to be involved in it. Let's put a telephone number on the screen where people can get more information. They can also register. Can they register for the race?
Absolutely. We have a race website, which is achievementcenters.org/race. The website's very user-friendly. Pre-registration is $20. Registration the day of the race is $25. The race, you can register on the race website. It's very user-friendly. We have team pages also where you can create a team and raise funds for that team and try to solicit people to participate with you. Karen, over the years, has been our most excellent fundraiser. She's done a tremendous job of soliciting support and raising money and getting people to come and walk or race with her family. And that's another aspect of the race that's very unique, is we also have a 5K family fun walk.
Oh, you got everything.
There's something for everyone.
292-9700 in the 216 area code, as you see on the screen, extension 226. And as Nick says, you can go to achievementcenters.org/race, achievementcenters.org/race. Get more information on everything we've been talking about. June the 27th, Sunday morning. That's the big day.
And hopefully we'll have good weather.
Okay, let's hope. That's the plan. We can always go with the plan. Thank you very much, Karen Soracey-Thomas and Nick Russo from the Achievement Centers for Children. Good to have you on the broadcast. I've got to take a break. In a moment, we'll return. This is Kaleidoscope. Back after this. Welcome back to more of Kaleidoscope today. New charter schools will open around Northeast Ohio starting this fall. Marshall Emerson III is co-founder of I Can Schools, and Tim Goler is vice president of growth. They're both here to talk about the new schools, registration procedures, and their visions for I Can Schools. Good to have you with us. Tim Goler sitting next to me, Vice President of Growth, and Marshall Emerson III, co-founder of I Can Schools. Good to have you both here with us.
Thank you.
Everything is going well for you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good deal, good deal. Tell me, what is I Can Schools?
I Can Schools is a nonprofit management group just and our sole mission is to provide a quality education for students here in Cleveland, Ohio. We will open 2 schools this fall. One is called Cleveland College Preparatory School, and that will be located in Slavic Village. And we will open the Northeast Ohio College Preparatory School in Tremont. They're both K-8 programs, just focused on preparing kids for college prep high school, preparing them to pass all high school state tests and the ACT and SAT, and prepare them for college acceptance. That's our sole mission.
That's the goal. That's the goal. Tell me a little bit about, Tim, about the curriculum there at ICANN.
Well, the curriculum is a college prep curriculum. I mean, it's very rigorous, and we spend a lot of time working with our teachers to train them on the state standards, so that and that's how our teachers are trained. So it is an outstanding curriculum.
All this kicks off this fall, right?
Yeah. All of this kicks off this fall.
Yeah. Well, what about the cost now? What's the tuition cost, Tim?
Well, it's free. There is no cost to our families.
So how do you get your funding to do what you have to do then?
Well,
we're provided we are provided by with a state stipend and federal startup grants. We also do private fundraising. We were just awarded the Walton Family Foundation private grant, and we also do some local grant writing as well. It is basically our per pupil expenditure provides all of our teachers' salaries, rent, so on and so forth. So we're fully funded and we are financially stable.
What grades are we looking at?
Well, right now we're looking at kindergarten through 8th grade, with the opportunity to go to high school next year.
I've got some information here. We're going to get a shot of this on camera 3 when we get a shot. Tell me what you envision. What is it that you have in mind? There was something in your mind when you decided to do this.
That's correct. I am formerly the co-founder and head of school of another high-performing school here in Cleveland, Ohio, and I would leave that program every day, and I would see kids in Glenville and on my way home, and I wanted to do more. I left the classroom to become an administrator, left the administrative role to become a school founder, and I want to serve as many students as I possibly can. My sole mission in life is just to provide a pipeline to college. I believe that education here in this region is probably the most important social issue that we're facing, and we're looking at almost 50,000 students here in Cleveland. The graduation rates need to be better, and I just feel like we need to do more. And as an educator, that's what gets me out of bed in the morning.
We've been talking about this for years in this town.
Yes.
We've been talking about bettering the education for
Yes.
all of the kids across the board. You feel inspired by this too, Tim. You have decided to get involved. What was the driving wheel that turned you into this direction of ICANN?
Well, I mean, the driver for me was, I've been working in public policy and education for quite a while. One of the drivers was Marshall Emerson. I mean, he knows what he's doing. And education is the civil rights issue of the 21st century. Yeah. And we have to be able to provide our students and our families with a quality education.
Let's put a phone number on the screen where people can get more information. They can find out registration and all the things that a parent would want to know. Yes. It's area code 216-466-6109, or you can go to icanschools.org. icanschools.org. I'm intrigued by the name, ICANN. Yeah. What's the significance?
The significance is 3 years ago, we had a student that walked into the building, and he was not performing at grade level. And our program is built to remediate. We work with students at or below or above instructional level, but this student had behavioral issues. He was expelled from one of his previous schools, and we sat with the family and the extended family and worked with this student until he got his behavior together. But by the end of the year, he still wasn't meeting the academic benchmarks that we had put before him. So we decided to work with the family. He said, you know what, we're going to have to retain you in your grade. And there were a lot of tears. The family was crying because they didn't want their child to stay in the same grade. The following year, I was sitting in the cafeteria, and I like to interact with my students, and I sit in the cafeteria. That's kind of like my office, and I hang out. And he walks up to me with his second trimester report card, and he had straight A's. He had straight A's. He sat in front of me. He said, Mr. Emerson, turned it around. He said, Mr. Emerson, not only is my behavior together, but I can do math. I can do reading on grade level. And that's where the phrase ICANN comes from.
Let me read a couple of things about the characteristics of the ICANN schools. An extended school day, extended school year, culture of high expectations, mandatory uniforms, all of those kinds of things.
That's correct.
By the way, it's going to be on Fleet Avenue at 4906 Fleet Avenue in Slavic Village, and the other one is going to be at 2280 Professor Avenue in the Tremont area. area.
That's correct.
You got two schools going on, one at St. John Cantius and the other at St. John Nepomucene.
That's correct.
Those two locations in the greater Cleveland area.
Yes.
I wish you well. Good luck.
Thank
You're
you
going to
so
get a
much.
lot of phone calls. 466-6109. That's where you can get these information from these two guys. Good to see you so much. Good to Emerson and Tim. I'll take a break. Back in a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Marcia Maccabee, President and CEO of the Urban League of Greater Cleveland, one of our partners on this broadcast, who always brings us her own thoughts.
Well, thank you, Leon. Today I actually have some good news to share. The Urban League will be hosting our Walgreens Wellness Tour in conjunction with the National Urban League and Walgreens drugstores. And on Thursday, June the 24th, from 11 to 4, we will have a bus that will be at the Urban League of Greater Cleveland, right there at 2930 Prospect, and we're actually sharing space with the Cadillac dealership right next door. They're going to allow us to park the bus in their lot.
Central Cadillac.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we will be doing a number of screenings. Glucose screenings, we'll be doing cholesterol screenings, body mass index, waist circumference, all kinds of screenings that value about $140 worth, and they will all be free.
Now, that's going to be right next door to right on your property, really.
Correct.
East
and if
30th
they just
and
come
Prospect.
to the Urban League, we'll navigate them over to the bus.
And when is this going to be again?
This will be Thursday, June 24th, from 11 o'clock a.m. to 4 o'clock p.m.
And you can come get all of these kinds of, like you would get in the doctor's office.
Absolutely.
You can get a chance, a look at how you're doing, how the old body is working out,
Absolutely.
and what you need to improve it. This is all
Absolutely.
part of what the Urban League tries to do. Not only do you try to help families, but you try to help with the thoughts about health and all those kinds of things, right, Marcia?
Absolutely. Health is one of the agendas of the National Urban League, and that filters right down to the affiliate level. So it's an issue that we care very much about, and we want to make sure that people are healthy so that they can thrive and do all the things that they want to be able to do.
And I got about 20 seconds remaining. Things are going well for you at the Urban League?
Things are going well at the Urban League. We'll be sharing over the next few weeks some of the exciting things that are happening. We've got new programs that have come in. We've got partners who are working with us coming into the building. So things are going well.
I'm so glad. I'm glad. Good to hear it.
Me too.
Marcia Maccabee, President of the Urban League. For Marcia, I'm Leon Good. Be well.
Thank you.
Kaleidoscope, a weekly public affairs program brought to you in partnership with the Urban League of Greater Cleveland, Kaleidoscope Magazine, and News Channel 5.